negotiable what we can do. We do have some limits in a sense of like how much the collaboration for one task can last with one project, because we want to give opportunity to as many guilds and projects as we can. But still, so there are some limits, but it's always negotiable, and we always try to find a good way to accommodate your needs. Maybe also what is important to say is that it's completely free for you to work with us. The only thing that you need to do is that you need to decide what it is that you want to outsource, and then provide feedback when the person is asking for that, right? Basically, yeah, this is the idea. I would say we're also opening a lot of spaces and positions to the guilds right now, exactly because we do not have the rolling opportunities anymore. So we have more budget, basically, simply speaking, to accommodate guilds. I think that would be the main message. I don't know if there are any questions so far. Anyone?
I just want to say that Open Web Sandbox is doing an amazing job. It didn't take us very long before we had a number of candidates for this code translation thing that we wanted to do, and Sophia and the whole team have been so amazing with the process and hands-on. So I just want to say thank you, and you're doing such an amazing job. And I think that everyone out here who hasn't yet had a chance to connect and through the ecosystem of various people who can help you with your projects, please think about it and definitely do it.
Thank you, Vandal. That's really pleasant. That's like joy to my ears to hear this. I'm glad that it's going well for the collaboration of ours. One more thing that made me remember now that actually a lot of people, like if you know somebody from the ecosystem who is not really part of the guild, or people who are like still trying to figure out their space in the ecosystem, they like this and they like that, but they don't really know what, do send them to us as well. What happened a couple of weeks ago is that there are a couple of people randomly speaking on the chat, and they're like, hey, like I'm a product manager, I'm an entrepreneur. Now we're working on the playbook for Near Education, and those people actually got fellowships at Near Education. So you never know what will happen, right? For us, like how we're trying to position maybe ourselves is that we're connected to like a lot of places within the ecosystem. And I think I would say, would be quite positive on the fact that we would most likely know the answer of at least where to refer you. Maybe we will not always be able to offer an opportunity, especially if we have like a full house of projects like it was last month, and I think would be quite busy coming month as well. But like we would know where to refer a person most of the time, and still like try to do our best to accommodate the need, whether it's, I don't know, like 10 infographics that you need for your project, or writing like a smart contract, or somebody from the I don't know, like I think we're working with quite some gaming projects from Alexander Hujiling, who connected us with quite some games that are going to be building or already building, and they mostly needed like social media managers, I think, for Discord, if I'm not mistaken. That was the trend that we saw. So it really goes from like everything to everything, whatever is there, just ping me on Discord, on Telegram. We will try to to help you in the best possible way.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
Just so for, let's say, for somebody new who's wanting to get some help for their project, is there sort of a deadline or like a timing thing where, okay, it's the end of the month, do I submit my proposal? What's the sort of process on getting support from Open Web Sandbox?
Yeah, very good point. So basically, we do not really have deadlines or something. We can start the project whenever it is. I would say for the best practice of your own project, like if you're planning an activity, I would not expect that if you come to us, we will find the person tomorrow, right? I mean, that can happen. People get active sometimes, but just for the sake of like, being safe and having like this buffer in terms of timing, I would recommend, like, if you know that there is something upcoming, like in a week at least or something, and you need person for like 15th of February and today's 4th, maybe today is a good day to, to start the process, so that we can start for people, like we can start reaching out in our database, like see who is available, see who is volunteering, then organize the interviews so that you can choose the candidate if you'd like to. If not, we would choose them for you. So basically just in mind that there is some time that can be needed in the between when you're looking for the person, just like in any other, I don't know, like outsourcing solution. Basically, like sometimes people are very active and you find somebody again like in a day, if it's something, I don't know, if you're lucky, but then it can take up to a week. Basically, I think that the maximum was like 2 weeks. But that was because we had like delays also from the side of the project. But basically, I think within a week we should be able to find a person for you, if that answers the question.
Yeah, no, that's great. It's just thinking ahead of time, knowing when your project needs whatever help that you're looking for, and that you have enough time to get that together for the ask. Yeah, awesome.
Cool. Anything else in terms of, I don't know, practical aspects, in terms of types of tasks, in terms of, I don't know, anything pretty much?
Yeah, I do have a question, if I can.
Sure.
Hi.
Sure.
Thank you. Just to clarify something, or to at least get the macro picture, or like the big picture of it. So now the method would be like each guild would through Open Web Sandbox send, for example, different projects that Open Web Sandbox does present, or that other guilds or organizations do present. So our collaborators go and work in those projects directly, and after that there will be like on an ear forum posts made. If it's approved, then it goes to the DAO with the corresponding KYC, and then finally is the funds are allocated, right? It will be something like that from now on. You
Well,
have to look for the
yeah.
projects on the Open Web Sandbox that guilds or other groups do provide, right? Kind of.
So the question is about the legal wrapper around it, right? Like, what is the procedure in terms of funding? That's like mostly the concern, right? Or
Yeah, more like generally speaking. For example, I manage the guild in Argentina, and we are pretty new. We're like we just started a month ago, so we read all of the terms before that. We had to do an Open Web Sandbox, and now we have to change. So it's like a lot of people were asking me, well, now what do we do? How can we collaborate? Because I have programmers, I also have designers, and I don't have like a specific answer to tell them, just what I'm seeing from the post day to day. So wanted to answer to them more like to me. And
okay.
what can I say to them?
So I think the best thing that you can do already for the people, if you, especially if you have designers, because we've been lacking those for, I don't know, for some reason recently, like there was the designer guilds, like there were a couple of requesters like who could not like very quickly find designers. So definitely, I mean, you can never lose by sending them to Sandbox and letting them fill in the intake form that you have for contributors. We also have it on our website. Because in that, like when they do this, they happen to be in our database, and then whenever there is the project, basically how the process happens is that our project manager starts checking by the set skills, right? So if you need a designer, she would like filter all the designers and like contact them individually with like, hey, here's an opportunity, are you interested? Let's jump on a call, let's talk about it. Okay? So like they can never lose by just like filling in the form and like making themselves available for us, basically. So that's what I would say. For the time being, if there is anything for your guild that needs to be done and you want to allocate those designers, you can also come to us. But then, like, if they're already part of your guild, then I guess like it's more up to you to like to see like what you're doing with them. For us, the main focus is to onboard new people, right? So if you see that, like, if you found a community that it doesn't know what to do, they're interested in near or like a bunch of people, I don't know, do send them to Sandbox. And if you're interested yourself, like, okay, maybe there are like 5 people, 3 of them I'm interested for my guild, send them to us. We will pay for them to do the work for you, and you will choose after a month or two whether you want them or not. If you want them, you will take them to your guild and, I don't know, fund them like after a couple of months, like from your guild. Or if not, you can try somebody else from Sandbox. You know, it's like a pool of people where you can cherry pick the individuals that click the most with you, and that you also resonate, like, you know, in terms of tasks, like whether you, it's basically like it's a free opportunity to see whether people are good or not for your guild from the side of of the guild leaders, I would say. From the other side, like people are trying to find their spot, so it's like a match, you know, like you're choosing and they're seeing where they want to be. Maybe they want to be part of multiple guilds.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm still not sure if I answered the question. I talked a lot, but tell me if I did not address it.
No, yeah, kind of. I think that from what I've seen, I think that there's still like a work in process from what the things that are being done right now with the DAO and everything. I think that there will be more like updates or things to do. I imagine. It's like the problem between brackets would be like understanding what would be like the clear way or path to do something, but it's getting clearer and clearer. So it's not a complaint about that, but it's like I can do it because I read a lot. I like reading a lot, and I do understand it. But a lot of the people that are, even I imagine, not only on my guild but on other guilds, it's like they get stuck sometimes because they didn't read something or anything. It's just that, but I'm guessing with the time it will be more clear. So yeah, no, it's okay. Thanks. Thank you.
No problem. I would say also maybe like how, if we're talking about the like the general onboarding of the new guild members and the existing ones already, is that they're trying to work on this guild like on-chain guilds platform right now, for which big thanks to Near Hispano, like huge shout out. They've been doing an amazing job where they want to basically like, I mean, you know probably about that. It's in a beta mode testing right now, but they're trying to, you know, to centralize all the guilds in one place so that you don't have to watch like, I don't know, across thousands of chats that you have on Telegram to where find information about this specific community. You know, if you're an entrepreneur and you want to build a product for Venezuela, why wouldn't you join this platform and get to know your community, you know, get to know for who you want to be building this product. So I think in that sense, like there is some effort that is upcoming already, and we will be seeing more and more on this. So I do hope that the onboarding will become a little bit smoother and more clear to people who just don't know anything about our ecosystem yet. Yeah.
Yeah, it will be. It will be. Thanks.
You're welcome. Any responses to that, or any, I don't know, any comments, maybe any remarks? Would be interesting to hear. Or anything else.
Hello, everyone. I just want to jump in. Jose here from the Guild Operation team. I've been working with Sofia too. Awesome job from the Open Web Sandbox team, of course. Just wanted to point out that it is important that for all of you, the guild leaders, to keep in mind that the Open Web Sandbox is a onboarding incubator for newcomers. So people, the idea is that the people start interacting with the new ecosystem, but at some point people have to leave the Open Web Sandbox and make their own path inside the new ecosystem. So I just wanted to leave that out there. Most guilds um, have to find a way to be self-sufficient and don't be depending on the Open Web Sandbox funds for the projects or even the new foundation. So just keep that in mind. And most of the guilds I'm seeing right here, I've been in touch with you guys. Great job and keep it up.
Yeah, thank you for bringing this up as well. Important point indeed. So I think most of you are aware that indeed, like we're building the ecosystem right now. The idea eventually is that Near Foundation will remove itself from the equation, so it's not going to be there anymore. It's going to be, you know, like moved or transitioned to the power of the community, basically, that will be operating through DAOs and, you know, those councils that are all building right now. So whenever you see messages from James or whoever to join just another DAO, please do join, because if you are there and if you know like what's happening, if you're participative, then the chances are big that you will be a key player basically in the coming years, right? Like we are looking for those people who are active right now, who are trustworthy, who care about the Near protocol. So that's one thing. And then indeed, for the onboarding, we do play a role. Like we want to help people to get onboarded and to find their place in the guild. But then what I didn't mention before is that, again, once we start a project with you, we usually say that there is like a limit of 3 months that we give to the guild. So imagine like you need, also depends on the nature of the project, but let's say you need social media manager, for your Discord, we usually would say that, okay, like here's the person, it's a good candidate, let's try, but we do it for 3 months. After 3 months, you have to make a decision, right? Like it's either like it's enough time to understand whether that's the right person for your guild, or you just want to find another one. But basically there needs to be some point where we make a decision, right? Also in the sense that we either start a new project with you so that there is another person who is new to the ecosystem and can get also a chance to try something else, or if you don't have anything really urgent, so that we can give the space in terms of budget to a different project who might be in need at that point, right? So in that sense, we try to be a little bit democratic here so that we can accommodate needs from a lot of people, right? That's something that we're trying to do. And then yes, after the 3 months, like we usually do encourage to like to give a thought and to think what's like what needs to be done with the person, like whether there is like some, I don't know, like upcoming process or not. That's also important to keep in mind. Anything else? I see some new faces. I don't know if somebody wants to say hi or anything, or if it's clear at all what Open Web Sandbox doing. I've been talking, assuming things. Not sure if this is intentional or not.
Hi, Sofia. Did you listen to me?
Yeah.
How are you, Sofia? Nice to meet you. I'm Luis Aponte. I am one of the members and counselors of the Near Venezuela Guild. I am also our funding like a leader at the moment because, well, our founders are. Sorry, I heard a noise.
Yeah, maybe you want to mute there.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry.
Awesome.
Yeah, well, thank you for the invitation. I was talking with Fritz, that is one of our founders and also a nice contributor on the Near ecosystem. And well, I have been working in Europe since the last year, and I am very glad about how it works, how their ecosystem grows, and how are getting people on board in the blockchain and the cryptocurrencies world that is quite the state of the art part now at the moment, you know. So well, after OWS Open Web Sandbox make these news updates in order to focus more on the people to get inside the new ecosystem and get more self-sustainable at the future. I guess I agree with you and on the whole team about the projects, and the guild has to be in a certain moment of the path, be self-sustaining, independent, autonomy in order to get involved on the ecosystem. So well, I agree with you with that. Also, I want to spot that OWS was or will be or is the perfect gateway to onboard new members of the ecosystem and near, because well, I started with OWS and I start to create content, to make some translations, to make some, well, to help the other members of the guild in the marketing section. So it was a good gateway to understand how the ecosystem works. And then I started to get more inside the new ecosystem, and right now I'm part of it. So well, I understand that, but I want to focus to spot that because the OWS made a nice work at the beginning of the new members on board. So well, thank you for supporting that, and well, get exciting about the new task that OWS will be in the future.
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, thank you, Luis, for all your words. Guys, to remember, if you have any project on your guild that needs people, that needs workforce, you just have to inscribe your project, fill the form. I will share the Airtable form with you on the Telegram group. And if you have any further questions, you can ask on directly there, or you can look for us on our Discord server. Okay. See you guys later. Thank you for coming.
Everybody.
Thank you, Fritz. Thank you, Sophia.
Thanks.
Have a nice day.
Thanks, everyone.
Everyone,
Ciao,
so-
ciao.
Ciao.
Bye.